This is our 3-meeting plan diagram, and we're going to share with you a couple of things that happen during the process of a 3-meeting plan, as it works and everything. Now, the thing to understand here is a 3-meeting plan is not just a training system. It's not a way to just teach somebody how to do it. The 3-meeting plan is a business model, a standalone business model that creates an unlimited number of leads and contacts. It creates income for the new people. It definitely does train people how to do the business, but it trains them while you're making the money. Our goal was always to help somebody make $100 in their first 48 hours. If I could do that, I knew that that person was going to stick it out longer. They were going to get more involved in our trainings that we would do on the weekends. They would come to a First Steps to Success event most likely. They would continue to work their business because they'd seen it work for themselves, and that was awesome proof that this thing was legitimate and would work. So let's start go through this real quick as how this whole system works. Let's say I did a home presentation, had some friends over, or maybe ran into somebody on the street, sat down with them, did a home presentation on a piece of paper and a napkin or something, and they're ready to go, and they're going to have a home presentation. Now, I would have sent that person home with this audio. This is the One Thing Stopping You audio that Danny Johnson has put together. They come in 20 packs and 100 packs. They're a great value. I'm sorry, I think they come in 25 and 50 packs, something like that. But anyway, you can go get these over on smarternetworker.com. This is actually the first day of the 30-day boot camp on an audio CD. So it definitely crushes their objections or excuses. It gets them thinking about positive, exciting things in their future, not like why he's not going to be able to do this business. So if I get somebody started, I'm going to say, hey, jump on this, get on this audio CD on your way home. I also want you to, when you get home, is to write out your list of resources that we just talked about earlier. I want you to put down 200 people on your list of resources, and I want you to call 20 of those people for a home presentation, which is going to be tomorrow night. Now, we, of course, suggest you have some of these script books on hand. These are $97 for the set, including all the other bonuses and downloads and stuff. You can give these to someone else as they get started. You don't want to wait around for 5, 6, 7 days for the script books to be sent to them. You don't want to wait around for your company to send them the products either, or samples or anything like that. You want to go and get working with your business, and that might require you having a little bit of inventory on hand of the script books, of any other material, the One Thing Stopping You CDs, a little bit of product, whatever it is that you're promoting. You need to have a little bit of that stuff on hand so you can send somebody home with what they need to get excited about what they're doing. One of the things you always want to do is have them point to the very specific script that they should use. In my case, it was, I think it's page 19, the opinion script. It's not page 19, but anyway, it's in here somewhere, 30-something, I think, maybe. Yeah, 33, and that was the reason I chose this script. Was super short. It's like literally 2 sentences long, and I was able to read that script to 9 people at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and at 6 p.m. that night, I had 8 of those 9 people at my house. And that was pretty exciting. So I got to see this business start to work for my first home party when I did this 20 years ago or whatever. So here's, let's say our guy, his name is Bob, right? And he's going to be the guy that we're going to work with. And maybe I met him at a home presentation. He's a friend of mine. Whatever the contact connection is, doesn't matter too much. But Bob's first presentation is going to be right here. Now, most presentations fall into they're basically split into 2 segments. So you've got your front half and your back half. The front half is normally a little bit of information about the leadership of the company, the history of the company, the industry that your company's in, the success it's had recently, some specific information about the product line that you have, and it usually ends with some good testimonials of how those products have worked, whether it's nutrition, somebody lost 37 pounds in 2 days, or maybe it's a technology product and you just saved $2,700 on your phone bill yesterday, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter, but you're going to share with some testimonials in that first segment of the presentation. The second half is going to be more the money side, which will be a little bit about the compensation plan, how that was developed sometimes, what it's all about, how it works, what the power of it is. It's also going to be a great time to share some stories of people that are successful in your company and are having, using that compensation plan to make a few $1,000s a month, tens of thousands of dollars a month, maybe some stories of new people as well, because those are actually more powerful in many cases, because this Bob here, he's not thinking $20,000 or $30,000 a month yet. He's like, I want to make $300 or $400 and pay my bills this month. And so some of the times those small stories are just as powerful as those big, huge stories. So anyway, that's what we got going on. So this first presentation, because it's Bob's, basically his first presentation, I'm going to do both segments of this. So I'm going to do both the front half, the product segment, and the back half, the money segment. Now, I am going to tell Bob to be taking notes on the whole thing because he will be doing this presentation soon. And so he's getting a little nervous already. He's going to didn't realize that he was going to have to do it, but now he's saying, okay, I'll do that. Now he's motivated to take notes, to learn that presentation. He's already seen it once when he was being presented to, so it's not totally unfamiliar to him. And if you're doing it right, you're doing it almost exactly the same every single time. So let's say we go to Bob's house. Bob's read that script to 10, 15 people, and there's, let's say, 3 people here. So we've got, let's say we've got Mary, we've got Bill, and we've got Ryan, okay? And these 3 people are hanging out, and they were, having some, drinking some water, testing out the products, whatever we're doing. And I do the front half of the presentation. I do the back half of the presentation. Do both sides of it, handle the objections, read the scripts, all that kind of stuff. So Bob is just taking notes like crazy and listening to what we're doing. I've coached him a little bit about how to share his story, how to edify me, how to edify his company, that kind of stuff. And let's say Mary is she's what we'd call a number 3. She's not really serious. If you saw my video on how to close a home presentation, basically a number 3 is somebody who says no to the business, but says, yes, I'll try the product, that kind of a person. A number 2 would be somebody who's kind of on the fence. They're not really sure. They think they want to do it, but they're not really ready to make a commitment yet. Or maybe they do say, yes, I'll start, but I'm going to start at the bottom and just kind of check it out, that kind of thing. Or there's somebody that's like, I'm at number 1, I am ready to go, I'm ready to make some money. And let's say that's Bill, okay? So Bill's our guy, Ryan's a number 2, whatever. But Bill's our guy. So everybody here bought product, which made Bob some money, right? So Bob's excited now. He's just made a few bucks, maybe even $100, $200, who knows how much. But he's made something. He's seen this thing work, and he's seen now that Bill's excited too. So he's got something, he's pretty fired up at this point. Now this is going to be Bill's first meeting down here, okay? And Bill, same thing. We send him home with the One Thing Stopping You audio. We send him home with a set of script books, and he's now going to be doing the same thing that Bob did, writing out his list of resources and calling 10 or 15 people. So our second presentation number 2 for Bob, is going to be at Bill's house. I might have gone to Bill and said, you know what, Bill, I work, let's say it's a Thursday night or something. I work Saturdays and I work Mondays. So which day works better for you? I've got Saturday afternoon at 2 o'clock, or I've got Monday evening at 8 o'clock. Which one's best for you? Well, okay, let's do Saturday. Great. Saturday we're at Bill's house. Bob is smart. He's bringing some of his own guests here as well. I'm doing the same thing. So it's not just we're showing up just for Bill's people. Bob's bringing new people that said no or couldn't make it to this meeting. And then I'm also bringing people here. It shows them that I'm serious about this business. It shows them I'm not relying on whether or not they do it or not. I've got lots of people I'm working with. And it just helps leverage my time too. So let's say we've got Joanne here. We've got, I don't know, give me a name. We've already done Mary, right? So let's say we've got, we've got Bob. I already got a Bob. No more Bobs. All right. Let's say we've got a Josh, and we've got a David. Okay. And so that's our group that's going to be here: Joanne, Josh, and David. And same thing. We go through the presentation. This time, though, Bob is going to do the first half. Okay, he's going to do that presentation on the products. He took a ton of notes there. He's been using the products. He's probably been studying a little bit on how to do this presentation. Bob does the front half. Bill's taking notes like crazy because he just realized that he's going to be doing that presentation soon. Bob's doing it at his house, so he better start taking notes himself. And then I will do the second half. Now my job here is to clean up the mess, because there's going to be a bunch of things. Either Bob's going to forget most of it and miss everything, and not tell testimonials, and maybe a couple little things he just kind of remembered. But he's either going to miss a lot of stuff, or he's going to go way too long and tell people too much information and create questions and that kind of stuff. Usually, though, they go too short and they don't give enough information. So my job will be to add the things that Bob missed, make sure the testimonials are told, that kind of stuff. Make sure that I just finish up the first half, and then I do my second half part of the presentation here. Bill, again, is taking notes like crazy. So Same thing happens here. Joanne's a number 1, Josh is a number 2, but David is fired up. He's ready to go. So the third meeting is going to be at David's place, right? And I'll go to David. Remember, this is Saturday, so I'm going to say, okay, David, I've either got Monday afternoon or Monday evening at 7 o'clock or Tuesday evening at 7 o'clock. Which one works best for you? And he's going to say, well, let's do Monday. Let's get this thing rolling. So we're here on meeting number 3 at David's house. David's got, let's say he's got Kristen, he's got Jordan, and he's got, I don't know, Ken, okay? So he's got those 3 people. Now, Bill's brought people, I've brought people, Bob's brought people. So there's a lot of people at this presentation, most likely, which gets exciting because people are making money, people are trying out the products and having experiences on the products. It's really working pretty well. And so at this point, you've got a lot of energy and buzz going on, and people, and you might even find that, like Josh, who said no up here, said, you know what, let me show up again. The product really worked great for me. I love the way I felt on it. My wife wants to know about it, so he might show up if there's another meeting. So make sure you're letting everybody know that there's another meeting coming up. Just that alone sometimes will get people excited about doing stuff, and some other things, some other positive stuff happens from that. But David there is, this is his first meeting, right? So he's just taking notes. Bill is doing the first half of this meeting, and Bob is doing the second half of this meeting, right? So Bill took notes during this presentation. Now he's doing the front half of this presentation. Bob has been taking notes and learning and doing the front half over here, and kind of realized that, okay, I'm going to screw it up, but it's not going to be the end of the world. So he does the second half of the presentation, and both Bill and Bob totally make a mess of it. But the reality is that everybody sitting in that room says, you know what, if Bill and Bob can do this, and Bob's already made a couple $100, and Bill just made $50 last night, I think I can do this too. And I just get up and I just close out the meeting, clean up the mess a little bit, share some stories, make sure the important stuff's done, like sharing stories. Really nothing else matters as long as you're sharing stories and asking for the sale. And if you do those 2 things, you're gonna be pretty successful at this. So it's not a difficult system, but what happens here is that I'm basically, after the 3rd meeting now, I'm done working with Bob directly. Now he may have really done a fantastic job and have some more presentations, he wants some more help, and if he's earned that, I might do a 4th meeting for him. But many times what happens is we'll find somebody down here. Let's say Jordan, for example, is a number 1, and she's by far the most excited number 1 out of everybody. She's going to start working. I'm going to start working with Jordan. Even though this is now my 4th level or whatever down, doesn't matter to me, because I'm going to go where the excitement is, I'm going to go where the energy is, and we're going to start just getting tons of customers. So this thing has really grown at this point. You can see just 9-10 people here, but really it's a lot more than that, because Bill and David and myself and Bob are all bringing more people to this. Now you've got all these people giving you a list of names, a list of resources they're contacting. I need to get started this position so that next month I go into a better position. She starts off at the top package. Everybody up here gets excited and starts positioning themselves to make the commissions on what's going to happen in their business. Everybody believes it's working at this point because there's money flying around like crazy. People are having results in the products. All the positive things that happen in our business start happening when this thing starts working. So it's a lot of fun. Now you've got Bob's totally trained up. Bill's about halfway through the process. You've got some new superstar excited people. You've had some people quit. You've had some people say no, but you've done a little bit of everything. You've definitely had some success along the way. So more than that, anything, you've made Bob some money in his first week or so in the business. Bill and David are probably also making some money. Who knows what else is happening in here. And there's just excitement and energy going. And this thing can really grow because the presentation itself is simple, and that allows it to duplicate. So it's important to keep the presentation really clean and easy. Outline it, make sure they've got that available to them. Make sure you've got extra bundles of script books available so that you can sell these to the new people getting started. Save them a little bit of time. What you do is buy these on smarternetworker.com under their name. That gives them access to all the the downloads and all the bonuses, but have them shipped to you, back to you. So your 2 or 3 sets of these are always being replenished with new ones. Also, make sure that everybody's going home with this DVD or the CD. Sorry, this is actually day 1 of the 30-day boot camp. It's a great way to have them just plug it into their CD player on the way in their car on the way home, and it keeps them excited, keeps them motivated. Gets them plugged into the 30-day boot camp. They've already can skip over day 1 now because they've already listened to it, unless they want to listen to it again because it is a really powerful audio. So some good stuff. So anyway, I hope this helps, and I hope it explains what the 3 meeting plan is, the power behind it. If you have any questions or comments, please put those down below the video down there. I'd be happy to answer those for you. And in future videos, we'll be doing some other systems as well that are successful too, and we'll have some experts from those systems come in and share what they've done to make those systems work as well. But I hope this was helpful for you. I hope you better understand what the 3 meeting plan actually is and how powerful it can be.